Hey guys. This is going to be short, but I didn't do a good job of like warning you or telling you guys about me going or not going live. So get rid of that. We're gonna watch a movie probably as a family here in just a few minutes. Luckily I've seen the movie like at least 3 times, and the new one, which is really good. Um, so we're watching the original Predator tonight, but like we watched Prey, I believe is what the new one's called, and we watched that last week, and it was really really good. Like I would highly recommend it. Different, totally different than the original, as far as like combat versus like Indian, but the Predator has rules and the same like things and all that stuff. So anyways, so yeah, we're gonna do that in a little bit, and I forgot to go on and kind of let you guys, I guess, know what's up. I hate doing this because, as most of you know, I don't like talking about it all the time because I feel like it's always a subject. So anyway, I am. I had surgery on Monday, and they somehow messed it up and didn't do it correctly, and now I have pretty massive infection, and I'm on vancomycin, which like if you go, sorry, I'm shaking. Um, if you go to the hospital and you're like dying of sepsis, they put you on vancomycin. It's like what they put, you know, you on. It's just one of those really strong antibiotics. And I've been on it for 5 weeks. Um, yeah, so to have a fever while you're on it is really rare. Um, and I'm talking like 102.7, I think was my last temperature after the Tylenol had worn off. And so anyway, I'm so done. I'm so over this. I try so hard to keep upbeat and positive, and um, I don't have it in me today. I mean, I'm still trying to keep like a positive mindset, but as far as like putting that out there for like my family and everybody else, like, the whole, oh, it's fine, it'll be okay, I'm okay, like it's not a big deal, all that stuff today isn't how I feel. So um anyways, they made dinner and they decided that we'd watch the movie um after dinner because I was not planning to go live tonight. I was actually planning to go be on with Grace, but that wasn't going to happen either. I don't want to do that until I'm like feeling better because that's going to be really fun, and I don't want to be like a poop about it, stink in the mud. Um, so anyway, let's see. What we have in here? We've got Naomi. Hello. Minette and Brandy. Hello, hello. Um, oh yeah, Brandy. There's been tears the past couple days. We'll just say, like, because I'm just pissed off, to be honest. Um, let's see. Hello, Linda and Shawana. And William and Lee K. Welcome, welcome. Bubbles Crafting Corner. Oop, it jumped. Hold on. Who was that with? I don't know the name, so I gotta go back and look. With Sherry. Hello. Let's see. We have Crashly's evil twin brother. Hello, hello. Oh, you are such a liar. But thank you. My hair's a mess. I haven't showered today. My teeth are, I like As you probably notice, a lot of times I don't go face on because it's just embarrassing to me. I feel like a hillbilly. Like, I know that's so wrong and stereotypical and all that, but like I don't do well, and I try to like talk different because of my teeth. I try not to smile as much because of my teeth, and I hate it. Which is why I don't go face on all that often. Hello Jenny and Melody. Hello. Says hi. Why don't you go to Mayo Clinic? I think you need better doctors. I do need better doctors right now. I yeah, hold on. I'll get to that in just a sec. Hello, Rose. Linda says we always try to keep things up for our families, but you have to have the right to feel all the feels. Yes. You have been through Ringer. I have grown up in a hospital, so I feel you 100%. Yeah, definitely you have the right to feel how you feel, and I tell everybody else that, but like I tend to not listen to my own advice, sometimes. I don't know why. I know logically, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know logically that this is hard, but I usually try. I just am and always have been like a very upbeat person. And so my attitude, I try to keep positive, and because I feel like it goes a long ways. And it does. But then, you have days where it's just not. And, and I think that, yeah, you have to allow yourself to have those days, even though it is hard, especially when, like, I'm so used to caring for everybody else that having a day like that for me is hard. It just is. And like I've tried to work today. I think I've been caught sleeping on the computer like 4 times, to the point where I finally was like, okay, I can't do it anymore today. Like, I'm done. I'm all caught up. Everything on time is ready to go out. And then I have like 4 more that need to be done. But I'm not worried about that because they're not they're not big orders. So, all right, hold on, let me see. Hello, Grace. And Grace, I so am looking forward to going on your channel. And I am going to take you up on that. I just want to feel better when I do it because I don't want to be like, bleh, when, because that's not as fun. So, hello, Kim and Chaotic. Thank you, Linda. Hello, Judy. Rose says, honey been there with the teeth. Yeah. The teeth thing is weird for me because, like, I grew up, like, I had braces. I had, like, if I show pictures of, like, just 2 years ago, even, um, my teeth didn't look like this. And it's caused by, and sorry guys, I'm holding my camera, so if it's a little shaky, that's why. It's caused by something that I have called Sjogren's disease, and it causes dry mouth, and dry mouth causes tooth decay. So pretty much it doesn't matter what you do, like you're gonna have tooth decay. Which really pissed me off that like my dentist about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, we literally spent like $20,000 in debt to get all my teeth fixed. And now all of those cavities, they're falling out. They have fallen out. All the cavities that he filled back then. And my new dentist is like, they should have never fixed the teeth to begin with, knowing you had Sjogren's. They should have pulled them because, like, you can't just, your teeth aren't just going to magically get better. Um, they decline, and man, if I had $20,000 like I did back then to do my teeth, I could have some freaking nice dentures that were click-ins and everything. So that kind of makes me irritated, but it's, I can't do anything about it. So, let's see. But yeah, I'm definitely still really self-conscious. And the one thing that I do like with the masks, like in hospitals, which is basically that's all I go. If I do go to like a store here or there, then I wear a mask because I'm supposed to. So the mask covers up my teeth, and I'm not like weird or an odd one out because there still are people that wear masks. And so I definitely have been happy about that because it covers it up. So we're here for you, not your teeth. But I understand where you're coming from. Thank you, Naomi. I know. It's like when I used to get really paranoid and people would come over the past couple years and my house was trashed, and I get really self-conscious about that. And they would be like, my nurses especially would be like, "We're here to see you, not your house." I was told that all the time, all the time. So I think it's kind of that same outlook on it. So, thank you, Grace. And all mine pulled out the best thing I did. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And hello, Deborah. Lee says, "Believe me, I know all this a bad idea I have, but my teeth broke out one at a time until I finally got the last 6 pulled when I was in my 50s. So my bottom teeth aren't too bad yet. Like I don't have any like horrible ones except for one molar. And so those ones like could be fixed with they're just minor. And then later I can do a denture down. My goal is to do the upper denture and the implants in the upper denture because that way I can actually like eat. And the denture is without the implants, they're big and clunky and they're like go all the way to the back of your throat. And I have the biggest gag reflex. And my sister is a dental assistant. She's like, I don't know how you would do it without the implants one. So yeah, I can't wait until we can actually do it, but it's expensive. Myself. Thank you, Judy. Yeah. It's hard to because like you tell other people the advice that we all need to hear ourselves, and that's something that I definitely struggle with. I tell other people like doesn't matter, your personality is more important, and um I'm not here for your teeth. I love you, and or whatever the case may be. Teeth, like my son has acne right now, which he hates. Just different things that we all go through. But trying to remember to be kind to ourselves the way we're kind to everybody around us is important. Very, very, very important, in my opinion, anyways. Because, I mean, if we can say it to somebody else, then we should be able to believe it ourselves, even if it's hard, which we all know it's hard. But it's work, and we have to work on ourselves. So, and I don't know if so with my leg too. So I had the surgery, you guys, on Monday, and it takes a lot to get me mad, like, oh. So I had the surgery, and they were going in to open it up. Okay, FYI, if you're really squeamish, like, come back in 5 minutes. Anyways, I'm not going to go into like gory details, but some people are really sensitive, so I just always try to give that heads up. Anyway, so they were going to go in, and it's called a debridement, which they take out the infected tissue, and then put the wound back on, and that way they can drain and all that stuff, right? Well, my doctor, he is retiring in April, and he's an amazing doctor, but I think, like my mom said, he's like, I think you've made him meet his match because he just doesn't have that stamina. Like twice in appointments when we were talking, I swear to God, he was gonna fall asleep because he's so tired and overworked. He's older and he should have retired already, but he continues to stay because he likes to help, and There's always people, you know. And he was like, nope, nope, I don't want to leave till you're all better. Well, that's not happening because he wants to retire in April, and there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Because the MRI they scheduled to do to see if I have osteomyelitis, which is something they're highly concerned about, is 6 weeks away to get that MRI. 6 freaking weeks away. It's like I don't know. I don't even I don't know how to feel about that when it's 6 weeks. That's a long time to wait for an MRI, and by then my leg will be back to where it was, because you guys, he went from like, okay, the opening in the wound in my leg was about the size of a pencil eraser, but it went in 10.5 to 11 centimeters deep, which was the problem. So he went in and fixed the top part and took it to where it's like, instead of a pencil head, it's like maybe that big around and about that deep. So it's going to be back to where it was by the time we have the MRI and the other surgery. So and then you guys, last time I had surgery and they put the wound back on during the surgery, they put it on massively incorrect. And luckily I knew when I got home, because I had had one for so long. But I had talked to him about it and said, like, this is not okay. And this, I took a video of it and everything. And so he was like, yeah, reassured me he would talk to his techs and all that. Well, this time he did it even worse. I know he doesn't stay around to put the wound back on, but you should make sure the person doing it knows how. Because those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, this is going to be like, phew. But if you do know, if you're a medical field, or if you know what a wound vac is, one of the most important things is having foam between your leg and the suction piece. There was no foam. The other thing that's really important is to have a cut in the plastic so that the suction piece can suck out any fluid. There was no cut. So the following morning, I'm like, this really hurts. And I look down and I'm like, that's a huge blood blister. Huge. Now, we had thought maybe they cut that black foam so perfectly around the trackpad that we just didn't see it. But the next day, I was like, this is not right. So I took it off, recorded it, because it's appalling to me. There was no foam. They just stuck it right on. So it caused me to get a pretty big blood blister right next to my wound, and that popped when I took the plastic off, and it caused an infection. That's all we can think, is that, like, there was nothing else that that we'd done or did to get an infection so fast. Like, so fast. So yeah, now, like, because it wasn't even painful for the first 2 days. It was like it felt like I said, that hickey kind of feel. But now it's like mass infection, what's that? Abscess type feel in my leg. To the point where walking is super difficult. And I don't like being like, talk about this and blah, blah, blah. But it's what's going on in my life right now. And so I figure if you don't want to hear about it, then, you just swipe away. There's plenty of other videos of mine and others that are more upbeat, happy, and fun. So if you don't want to hear about it, you don't have to hear about it. But, anyway, so I called them and they were like, okay, well, he's not in the office today, but he'll be in tomorrow, which would have been on Thursday, like afternoon. And I was like, fine. So then, like, the day got away from me, and I didn't get a call from them or from him. I talked to the nurse, and she was appalled that they hadn't of what they had done and how they had done it. And I never got a call though. So then I called Friday morning, and he's in surgery. So it's like, all right. So my nurse came out, and she changed it and cleaned it, and it was pretty obvious that there was an infection because it was gross. And I'm not going to get into that part. But we had done a like a CBC and stuff, and my white count wasn't super elevated, but it was elevated like a little bit. So I doubt it's septic already, but like, I had a temperature when my nurse was here yesterday. It was 102.6, and blood pressure was on the low side. Like, I think it was like 100/50 or something. And then my heart rate was like 121. So she's like, well, those are all sepsis signs, but we'll take the blood work because I did not want to go in. So she did the blood work, and it showed, like, there was markers of the inflammation and stuff in my body, but, like, as far as the white blood count, it wasn't massive enough for me to feel like I had to rush into the doctor yesterday or today. But if this doesn't get better, that's where it's probably going to end up heading because of the pain and the like, right now I just took my temperature, and it was 101.6. That's with Tylenol. I need to take ibuprofen. I'm kind of going back and forth on those to try to get the max amount, of benefits. So, and yeah, being extremely sleepy. So, okay, hold on. Let's see. So basically, I'm gonna read these comments, but, like, basically, my opinion is, like, he needs to go back in there, or his colleague needs to go back in there. And I told my mom, I was like, I know this is medical, but this is what I feel. They need to go back in there and take a friggin' ice cream scooper and scoop out that infection. And the other surgeon was going to take out all the scar tissue anyway. So it's not like you're taking out tissue that would have otherwise been saved. That's not the case. So, yeah, that's how I feel right now. It's like, it was a waste of time. The amount he opened it was just, like, absurd to me. I know he's the doctor and I'm not, but it's absurd. And this is the other thing. Oops, hold on. No, stop it. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to turn it. Okay, so I'm sitting on my bed. You guys see that one? And that one? Yeah. So she blew the one on my hand. Wasn't as big a deal. But this one on my arm, I constantly tell the whoever is doing my IV, and they didn't want to use my PICC line because they didn't have, like, confirmation of its placement or something. But the gal came in, and I was like, that vein won't work. It just won't. It blows every time. And I was like, I said, I know I'm a hard stick, so, like, go for the vein right there. You see that dot? Yeah, that's dot is, like, always there because when I get blood draws and stuff, that's where they go. So I told her, I'm like, you're gonna probably have to go there because she couldn't use my other arm because I have the PICC line in it. So she's like, oh, no, they don't like to use the peripheral vein, so I'm sure we can find another one. And then this one in my arm, she was sure it would work, and I was, like, telling her over and over that it wouldn't. And then she's like, she looks at me, she puts her hand on my leg, and she's like, honey, do you have a problem with needles? And I was like, fine, just stick me, do it, try it, I don't care. And I was like, I don't have a problem with needles. I don't have a problem with pain. I just know that it won't work and it's a waste of time. And I was like, I'm usually the patient that has that special nurse that they have to call that's like really good at IVs, and she's like, "Well, that's me, so I could do it." Yeah, she put it in and then she went to flush it, and it literally you could just see this bubble just go up. And she's like, "Oh, well, that's not good." I'm like, "Yeah, it hurts. You just blew the vein." And she's like, "Yeah, I guess that one won't work." And I'm just like, "I told you that. I told you that." What most of the time the nurses will listen to me. She was like, knew better. She thought she could do it. And now I have like a mass, actually, the bruise is starting to go away. I had a massive bruise and it started immediately because I had all this like fluid built up underneath the skin where they tried to flush it with the saline. So, that was like a whole start to the day. I was like, this is not the only good part of the day is, when they take you back and they're like, okay, we're going to give you something to relax. And then you're just like, okay. That's the only good part of that day. Only good part of the day. All right, let me see what we got here because I'm reading them off my phone, so bear with me. Mm. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 do, do, do. Let me see. Sorry, guys. So Lee said, I look at it this way. If you want to get to know me based on what I look like or what you see superficially, then keep stepping. You are too shallow for me. Look past the personality and the looks then. Um, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't judge the other people's appearance. I just judge my own. And yeah, I need to be better about that because I do tell my friends, like, that. And then it's like, well, I need to take my own advice. Let's see. Brandy said, we have talked about this, and I know you and I both have to talk to each other and say, listen, we love you for you. Yeah, we kind of do go back and forth about that with stuff like if we're dealing like me and Brandy both have teeth that are um not ideal, I guess you could say. The worst part is the pain, not even the look, it's the pain that they cause. But and we have to remind each other often, like it's superficial. Superficial. Naomi says, I don't blame you for being mad. You have been through so much already. Yeah, that's why I feel like I've lost it now. It's like I've been I've tried to be a good sport all this time, but it's beginning to be too much. Like we added it up and I think I was in the hospital for 5 months out of the last 2 years. 5 months because I've been septic 15 times in the last 2 years, which is absurd. My dentist does the denture only halfway as I gag for everything that is back any further. Get well soon. Lee, you'll have to like maybe I'll message you and see because yeah, I could not have it go back all the way. There would just I wouldn't be able to do it. I could barely do a retainer, in your mouth that goes back, and that's like thin. So I just freaks me out. Let's see. I shine, I know, because I had one for 6 months. Hello, Mary. Jenny says, I know that you've already talked about this, but I swear to the Lord above, I would talk to a lawyer. This is insane. Yeah, I know. I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to get frustrated. I've defended the doctors like up and down, and anybody that said anything, I'd be like, no, no, they're great. Like he's such a good doctor, and I feel like he is, but I feel like he's just not in it anymore because he's so tired and older. My nurses are great. Like they haven't done anything to warrant anything bad. But yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm like, dude, This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Um, So yeah, legal action. I agree, lawyer for sure. Exactly. What Jenny said, can you go to a different surgeon? So I'm gonna actually ask to go to his colleague because she is younger and is staying like in the game. And I feel like I'm gonna have to be switched to her anyways, when he leaves. And so yeah, and it's really hard, you guys, because he is like a world renowned doctor. People come from all over the world to see him. And he is a great doctor. But I think that the decisions that were made revolving my case, a lot of them were wrong. I mean, going back to when I said, I really didn't want to stay the night on this was the first surgery I had with him. And he's like, well, if we have to put a drain in, then you'll have to, blah, blah, blah. So he decided not to put a drain in because he felt like the sutures he put in would hold, and then I could go home that day. Well, I ended up staying the night anyways, one night. But about 8 days after surgery, it started leaking. So I went into the office, and they're like, you need to be put on bed rest, right? Because you've got a lot of fluid in there and it's leaking out. So the next day, I literally was like sitting on the couch. I bent over to pick up a pen. And it was like Niagara Falls. Like it opened and fluid just came everywhere. So it's like if we would have had a drain put in, which he's admitted to that we should have, then I can't say for sure this would have been avoided, but very likely could have been avoided if we had a drain put in because that's what caused it to open. That's what caused the wound vac, and that's what caused everything after. Surgery, I mean, lawyers freak me out because I could have went to one a while ago when I had a surgeon actually leave gauze in my stomach and I got really sick. I was sick for like 2 months straight, and I have this huge. All right, this is embarrassing, but like I have this huge scar right here that looks. My kids joke that it looks like a belly button, because it's so big. But it was because they had to take a huge chunk out of my stomach to go in and get the infected tissue out and all that good stuff. So that's a whole nother story. But at that point, I was like, when I got better and I was done with that, and people were like, "Are you gonna do anything?" I'm like, "No, I'm done. I am so over it. Like, all I want to do is put this behind me and move forward." And so I didn't do anything. I didn't get legal advice at all when maybe I should have. I don't know. I'm not the type that would sue easily. Um, you'd really have to show negligence, which this time I do feel like there was negligence when I told them before what had happened and it happened again anyways. That to me is negligent. So I don't know, I just have a hard time with like doing that to somebody when I don't know. Um Oh, I am documenting, Lee. Trust me. Like, I take pictures of stuff. My nurses take pictures of stuff, and yeah, it's well documented for sure. And I don't even mean about this issue this time. I mean for the whole 2 years you've been dealing with this. Yeah, the other thing I feel like too about that is that people make mistakes, but like I felt like I got left by the wayside. I felt like if I wasn't the one calling and making an appointment or trying to be proactive, that I just got kind of pushed off and it was like I'd still just be sitting on the sidelines without anybody, telling me like this is what we need to do. And until we talked to which I am getting a new surgeon, by the way. They are reconstructive surgeons of Spokane, and they're supposed to be amazing. I've met them. They seem like we finally have a plan that's going to work. And so I'm excited about that. But yeah, like I don't feel like I should have to just sit and wait for something, you know? I mean, also to wait 6 weeks before I can get an MRI. Like, I know the doctor could pull strings and be like, this needs to be done, like, essay, their stat, right away. And, but that isn't happening. So, let's see. Those are fair weather friends and subscribers. Those of us here aren't a fair weather friend. Thank you. I know. We care about you and we worry about you. Thank you, Cynthia. I know you guys are amazing. You really, really are. And I've said it before. I feel like you guys have like virtually held my hand through all of this. And I don't know how I would have gotten through it without like you guys and diamond painting and all my friends through that I've met through diamond painting. Um, Yep, these doctors have dropped the ball so much with you. I want you to have a doctor that will help you. Yeah, and that's how I feel too. I'm done just being like I told them. I was like, I feel like I'm just sitting in limbo. Like I'm just sitting here waiting. That my leg hadn't healed since May. 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 June. July. August. September. October. November. December and January. Really? Yeah. That's how long my wound didn't heal or change, but yet there was nothing actively being done to change it. Nothing. She's been in the hospital, wow, how many times now? For sepsis. I'm not feeling in. Something just doesn't sit right with me. Yeah. And that's why we're, going to this new doctor. Because it's like it's just something has to change, you know. And then this surgery just really went and pissed me off because I was like feeling like I'm gonna wake up, my wound is going to be open and gross. Like you guys would be like, "Ew, why would you want that?" But it would be open and be able to drain properly. And instead, I have this tiny little hole that is going to heal so fast that it's going to be like we never did this in the first place. That just has really pushed me over the like just too much. The hog tie the doctors, then they really can't do nothing. Let's don't forget the times that the nurse left the piece broken. Now that wasn't her fault. Okay, so the Q-tip thing, we joke about that. That was nobody's fault except maybe the Q-tip people maker because she did and was doing exactly the same thing that we always did. And it just happened that the Q-tip, that the gauze fell off when she pulled it out. She tried very hard to get it out, couldn't. We called doctor. He was like, "Well, it's not an emergent situation. It should come out on its own." It didn't, and that was on a Friday, and by Tuesday I was septic and I had to go in for surgery to get it removed. So, yeah, that I will never blame my nurse for because it was not her fault. Not her fault at all. And oh my gosh, she felt so bad. She was in tears about it, and I was like trying to comfort her because she felt so bad. Even though, like I said, wasn't her fault that the Q-tip gauze part decided to just stay in my leg. Like, it didn't break off. It just the gauze stuff came off. So if anything, that was a mal function in the swab, the Q-tip swabs that the nurses use. So that's just that part was just bad luck. That's just me and my luck with medical stuff. Thank you, Margaret. Pick me up, Brandy. I'll be back. Pick me up too, Brandy. I'll bring the duct tape. Y'all can just come. I'll just have to get really sick so that all you guys have to come see me. Sherry, and that's what my mom has said too. Here, let's see. Because I did take something. We'll do this live, okay? As I read messages. This one takes forever. I don't know if that's backwards for you guys. So 101.8 is what it is right now. So my issue, the only reason I haven't gone to the ER yet is because when we did the blood work, my white count wasn't high or low. Like if you are really high, you have infection, or if it's really, really low, that's like bad infection, which is weird. But yeah, I had that one time where my white count was 0.5. I couldn't even have flowers or fruit or anything in my room because anything could have caused a reaction. So, yeah. But yeah, that's the only thing stopping me this time is like, well, the blood work showed that it wasn't, the white count wasn't high or low. Um, it showed that the swelling markers were high, but not the infection. So I don't know. Sherry says, Beth, you don't need any more infections. I have lost count of how many you have had. You are in my prayers big time. That nurse really messed up big time. Oh, I feel so bad for her. I really do, you guys, because it wasn't her fault. She feels bad about it still, and it was over a year ago. Um, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so I know you've people have lost count. So I've been septic 15 times in the last 2 years. So, yeah. But that's also what I'm afraid of if I do go in and then they're like, "Oh, you're septic." And then I have to stay in the hospital for God knows how long. It's like just switch me from vancomycin to daptomycin because that's what I did before and it worked. So like just switch me over without having to go and be in the hospital. Some major infections with my son as he had brain infections and skull infections. Oh man. And his skull infection was a very slow going healing process. Your situation is just I'm not sure if there's more to that. Oh, hold on. More mind. Oh, it's just mind boggling. Yeah. To everybody. Trust me. Like, so many doctors have looked at me and went, I'm not kidding you. They've went, hmm, hmm. Let me talk to my colleague. And they leave and they either Google something or talk to colleagues because I can't figure it out. It's like, how am I that big of a mystery? Come on. Ugh, man. I did just get lawyers though to like file for disability because I can't get a job and we're not going to survive without something. So, I did finally decide to do that because it's kind of necessity now. Yeah, I'm sure I will end up going in either tonight or tomorrow morning if it stays this way because I don't, as much as I don't want to go, I also don't want to like play with my life, you know what I mean? So, hey Mary, welcome. Yeah, if like, I don't want to take any risks that I don't need to take. Yeah, and I'm the same way. It's funny. I'm really proactive with everybody else. Like it's like get it while get ahead of it and stuff. But like when it comes, and typically even with me I am, but like because of being in the hospital so many times, I'm so tired of being there that's like just don't. Just come to me, bring me the meds, I'll do them and we'll call it a day. Mhm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the thing. That if like Brandy was saying, if it had happened to somebody that didn't know about wound vacs, and didn't know it was on incorrectly, they would have kept it for another 24 hours, which would have put them at risk for, more. So, because it basically gives you like a hickey and it turns into this big blood blister and then an infection and stuff. So, because I do have active MRSA in my leg right now. So, yeah, you put a blood blister in there with MRSA, it's going to happen. Like, yeah, and they are in charge. And like my grandma was saying, like, I get that doctors usually don't stay and do wound vacs or like once they stitch everything up, they're like, okay, bandage them up and they go on to the next patient. But like they also have a responsibility to make sure that what they've done is going to be done correctly. So, when coming back out like to check on me or something because he did, why didn't he look at it? I didn't because I was half out of it. But why didn't he look to see if they had done it correctly? It's so easy, so simple. The other thing with lawyers too, like I have to look into, like they would have to be a lawyer that was like only um we only paid if we won because I, to be on the real, like I don't know where rent's coming from next this month. Like I have no way to pay a lawyer. No freaking way. But no, I mean, too, like Brandy said, this could have killed you. Not to mention all the unnecessary bills that have accumulated. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, all of this should have been avoided and could have probably been. Um, yeah, for the most part, I feel like that's very true. Um, oh, I gotta go over to my husband's side of the bed because of the charger. My phone is dying. Yeah, and the doctor should have called me too. When I called, like they said that, that he would like actually call me, and he didn't. And that's pretty in my opinion kind of messed up that he didn't call. Is this the wrong one? Yes. Hold on. Sorry guys. I'm trying to find my husband's charger that I know he has. Let's see. Maybe it's the white one. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Oh man. Trying to find a way to get onto the bed again. And that's the thing too, when it's not infected, like I can walk around almost with no limp at all. And then when it's bad, I can't even hardly walk. So I got my walker because it gets so bad. So, yeah. Will disability go back and pay all your medical bills? They'll only go back and pay the stuff that to the, like, if I filed on a certain date, they will go back to that date, but they will not, as far as I understand, go back more than that. So, hey, Wendy. My lawyers, or most lawyers, do that anyways. Huh, okay. See, because that's something that has stopped me, is like, wait, I don't have any money to do that. Like, nothing. So. Lisa, I will try to remember that. Somebody help me remember that. Put it in, like, message it to me so that I don't forget, because of my brain, I'll forget. Just screenshotted that name. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. You said that before I even said it. Read my mind. Yeah, and I guess it can't hurt to talk to someone, a lawyer, because they can tell me, like, yeah, you have a really strong case, or they might say, I don't know, we could try, and then, it's like, is it worth it? But if they feel like we have a strong case, then why not? I live in Washington. Hello, Diamond Queen. Been a while. Let's see. Medical malpractice, negligence. You have so much to file for. Yeah, sure, I'll have to talk to you about it, because you might be able to give me some good information. Because I don't know. I've always been so against suing people, because I'm like, everybody makes mistakes. The problem is, though, is when there's a mistake that's happened more than once, or it was completely, like, negligent, then I have a problem. You know what I mean? That's hard. That's a harder one. So, anyways, okay. So, else will take you once for free. This is solid, in my opinion. Yeah. See, and I second guess it so much that I'm like, am I gonna go through all that, and then it's just gonna be, like, thrown in my face that I was being overreactive, because sadly, like, and I'll try to talk quiet, but that's how I feel my husband kind of is with everything. He, is very under. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Mistakes when it hurts you. And stop feeling bad about suing your doctor because you like him. He's not the one that's been homebound for 2 years almost. Going through what you've gone through. Yeah, almost. There is no almost. It's been more than 2 years now. My first surgery was January. Let me see. So it was January 6th, I think, in 21. So, yeah, it has been more than 2 years. It's been 2 years plus the rest of January and then part of February. So, and going back to the actual first surgery was November. It was the week before Thanksgiving. That was the very first surgery that I had. So, yeah, it's been 2 years since I've had to, rearrange, and my kids have had to rearrange, and my husband has had to, my mom, and everybody around me has had to, So, and yeah, Jenny, that's how I feel too. It's like, I like him. He's like a nice guy. He's a good guy, but then it's like, I feel like, especially like when he was in the office talking to me and it was like literally falling asleep, I'm thinking, good lord. And like, luckily my surgery was like the beginning of the day because he's, not all worn out and tired by the end of the day. In my opinion, he probably should have retired a while ago. So, because he's just, he's old and he's been doing it for too long. And I think that causes mistakes when you're not in the right place to do it anymore. I don't know, honey, you're not overreacting. There is so much you have gone through. It has definitely changed your quality of health just from mistakes the doctors made. This is way beyond an oops. This should have been over already for you so long ago. Yeah. It's funny when they say that too. Like the doctor, he's like, I never imagined this. Like, I've never had this happen before. And it's like, he's so conflicted on how I'm still um not healed, that it's mind blowing. Yeah, okay, so over 2 years, we want you healthy and happy. We want you thriving, not just barely surviving. Yeah, you've been in survival mode for 2 years. That's true. I remember you had your first, remember, yeah, yeah, a lot of you guys were with me back then, and when I had my first surgery, and then when we were told that it wasn't cancer, and then we were told later that it was, and that was an emotional time too. And like, not to get too into like certain things, but like before, so I have a depression and anxiety disorder. They've diagnosed I've been diagnosed with called panic disorder. So I have not had to take like it as needed anxiety med, like they have me on Xanax, since Maddie was born 13 and a half years ago, for almost 14 years. I've been able to get by without it. And now with this situation, they have me back on it because it's like my emotions and my anxiety are just all over the place and I never know when it's going to hit me. It's like I'm fine one minute and then I'm not the next. See? No, Mary, it's not that he doesn't like lawyers, but that's another situation. He just not the most supportive. With anything. Like I'd be able to do like a mild whip and chat about that, so that you guys like understood what I thought without going into too much detail that would be inappropriate. But yeah, as far as like when my mom was like, "You need to go in," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not having him take me. Like, I'll go, with my mom or my dad, or I'd go by myself." He's just too old and too tired to care. Yeah. Yeah, my mom actually said that when he came out of my surgery to talk to her. Like she said, I remember when he did your first surgery and he came out and he was very like um upbeat and talked to her and all that, and then this time he like came in and he like sat down and he looked really tired and like overspent and everything. She was like, it was different, like even from the last time I had surgery, she said. And that was my fifth surgery with this thing on my leg. Five. I believe that was number five, because I had the first one, then the second one, Then I had the gauze, the debris. Yeah, that was 5 surgeries. And now they need to do another one because that one wasn't done correctly. Thank you, Jenny. I try. I think we all are stronger than we give ourselves credit for. I'm the weakest, I think, when I'm in the hospital because I don't do sitting still well. Lee, I appreciate everything that you said, so don't feel like, like going back to the shadows after saying enough. Seriously though, I'm glad that everything you said, like I very much appreciate it. So don't think of it as like that you said too much or anything because you didn't. I don't know how a horse would feel right now, but yeah, he has said he was gonna retire a few times, but then kind of went back on it because he does and has loved his job, and he has so many people that come to him around the world. But I think now he's just so tired, he's done, and so he needs to, yeah, retire. And his whole ideal that I was going to be fine by the time he retires by April, that's delusional. Because the doctors at reconstructive surgery told me that it would be 12 that surgery would be 12-week recovery. 12 weeks, that's 3 months, yet he somehow thinks I'm going to be okay by then. I don't think so. Oh yeah, if I have to like be real sick in the hospital to get you guys up here, I'll pretend even. I'll make it worse than it is. Gotta get my peeps up here. No, I'm just kidding. I know that would be amazing, but unpractical. Hello, Terry. Says listening to what you're going through. My heart goes out to you. In Canada, we have something called legal aid. It's something like that there. Huh. I don't know. I've never had to deal with anything like that, so I have no idea. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. I really do. Everybody who says anything, like, I've seen people in their lives, um, like sending out hearts and prayers and all that, and it does really mean a lot to me that you guys like think about me and that I'm important enough to come up on your radar. I don't know a lawyer who wouldn't jump on this 10 times over. Yeah, that's true. They want to make money, so yeah, that's the thing I was thinking, Lee, was like this was negligent with the wound vac. That was negligence, in my opinion. You'll go as the muscle. I might need a muscle. I ain't opposed to that, Naomi. I'm not opposed to that at all. My mom, luckily, my mom is like one of those people who doesn't care, like, if she says something, like she's, um, but like, okay, so when I go into the ER, right? Last time when I went in, I was 103.7, and they did the thermometer thing on the forehead, and that never works for me. I don't know why. If I get clammy or what, but it doesn't work. And
Anyway, it said like 99, and my mom was like, "That's not right." And the guy was like, "Okay, well, we can do the oral in the back." And she's like, "No, but you need to know now what she is." And because, if you're septic, you get back a lot quicker than if you're not. And so my mom was like, "No, no, she's definitely higher than that. Like, you need to check her right now." And so the guy kind of put his hand on my leg and was like, "Okay, I will go get the oral thermometer." And all he did was touch my leg and through my pants, like I had pants on and everything. It wasn't summer or anything like that. Like, he put his hand on my leg and was like, "Oh, good Lord." He was like, "You are really hot." And my mom was like, as I said. So my mom is really good about getting, like, she has no shyness about getting it out there. Yeah, that's true, Danny. Thank you. That's the mama mirror coming out in her. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Because I'm that way with my kids, especially with Maddie, with her diabetes and everything. Like, I'm really um, too much where I make her mad or embarrass her. She'll be like, "Ugh, my PE teacher didn't let me go to the bathroom today." And I'm like, "Wait, what now?" Because when you're diabetic, like, you are supposed to be able to go to the bathroom and get a drink of water whenever you need to. And I was like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "It's not a big deal." And I was like, "No, it is a big deal." And she's like, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "What's your teacher's name? I'm gonna email it." And she's just like, "Mom, no." She's like, "I didn't tell you so that you'd go do something. I was just talking." It's like, I have a hard time stepping back and not, saying something like that because no, you better not be treating her wrong. New number. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. Um, no, 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 no. I'm not a diabetic, Lee. My daughter is. She's a type 1 diabetic. I'm not. I was diabetic when I was pregnant with her, but not since giving birth. But she's been a type 1 ever since she was 5. So, yeah, I'm pretty over step my bounds, I think, now that she's almost 14 and can say stuff herself. She doesn't want me to say it, you know what I mean? She just wants to let it go. It's like not a big deal to her, where to me it's like, no, if you need a drink or you need to go to the bathroom, like, you are entitled to do that. So my mom's also a type 1. So it doesn't, in the family. I check mine once a month. I do a fasting once a month and a after a meal once a month with my daughter's meter. And I've been good. Like, when I went in for the surgery, um they took my blood sugar and it was like 80 or something like that. So, which is good. Good for a non-diabetic, low on the low side for a diabetic. Um Just running around. You caught them though. I know I did. It was quick. It was a quick catch. It was weird because it just, like, all of a sudden was like, "You're no longer connected." I'm like, "What did I do?" Because I haven't moved. I didn't touch anything. Like, what happened? Anyways, but I should probably go because I told my family I was like, "I'll be out in like 15 minutes." They know me better though, so it's okay. Anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna go out and finish the movie, and I will text my mom about picking me up and taking me in, and getting checked out. If I get admitted though, I'm coming after all of you. Man. Mm. So, anyways, okay. So, anybody that had any information or anything, feel free to message it to me. There is a couple new things in the shop. Um, that I was going to show earlier, but I'm not going to show now because I don't have them. But like, there's some gnome figurines. They're about like that tall. They're really cute. There's 3 different gnome figurines, and then there's the little antique phone drill trash collector. I got some of those again, which people have been asking about. Um, and then I also finished 2 of the cover minder cases. One is a cat, and one is a unicorn, I think. So if you're interested in either one of those, let me know. I'll be putting them up soon over the next today or tomorrow. So, but yeah, there's definitely things that got re re put in, and then there's a couple new things. Like I know everybody was really going nuts over the airplane and passport, especially those of you that were doing the ticket to ride event. And there is more of the plane and passport. So if that was something that you wanted, they are there. They're like the little mini itty bitty ones, but they're fun and they're so cute. So thank you, Naomi. Brandy, you know I will. And thank you guys. Seriously, Lee, thank you. Jenny, everybody. I know there's too many people. I'm Naomi. I can't even say everybody that gave me good opinions. There's Lisa and Mary and Cynthia and yeah, all you guys. I could go back further and have more people that you guys have been super helpful tonight. So even though I don't feel great tonight, I'm glad that I came on. It was just a little like I don't know, a little emotional boost that I needed. So and Jeremy I think is up. I'm not sure if he is or not tonight, but if you want to keep the party going, just head over there if he is there. And you can continue to diamond paint and chat and do all the things. So, with that being said, don't forget you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, definitely loved. I can't do it with one hand. Loved more than you know. So, with that, keep on shining. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.